Day 1 of Desolation Sound Trip. We just had our first big swim and we pulled off a bunch of barnacles off the prop. It's actually a pretty big barnacle. And there's a whole bunch of them too, and the prop was pretty dirty. Justine helped me out by holding my floaty, and we timed how long I could hold my breath. And now everyone's bargaining with their chocolates. So it's really good. I got your hand! Revenge! So we've left Clam Bay and we're heading over to Dardanelles right now. Day 2, we just arrived in Newcastle Island, and Nanaimo, oh, what's that? Oh, there's a little visitor behind me. Oh. So now me and Justine are gonna do the route around the whole island. As you walk along Newcastle Island, there'll be tons of information booths all along describing the history of Newcastle Island, because there actually is a lot of history, and especially if you go in the main barn over there, there will be big murals everywhere describing all the different types of people and everything that has happened along the island, which is quite interesting. Today we're crossing the straits. Smugglers Cove. What do you call it? Half calf?
Mid calf.
Oh, it's a mid calf.
This is a one foot.
Oh, 1 foot, eh?
No, the other. Oh. But it's not 75, is it?
It's 67, right? Mm-hmm. And for some reason
at least you have one letter,
I thought 75
but
in
that's
my
the
head,
7 and that's
so,
the 5.
and then I put 57.
So 67? How old are you?
But isn't it backwards?
That's actually a compliment. I
Do
thought you
this.
meant at 75.
And like this.
There we go.
6.
So here we are leaving Smugglers Cove after a full day spending the time here. So we left Smugglers Cove about 15 minutes ago, and some of us already want to get to shore really, really badly. We decided to spend a full day in Powell River, and we sure are glad that we did. The wind was so powerful and the rain was totally sideways, it was horrific. One boat that was anchored just outside the marina actually ended up on beach the next morning, we saw. And now we're heading out to Desolation Sound, our favorite part of the trip.
Oh, there she goes.
So here we are at Squirrel Cove. We've just spent the last 5 days hanging out in nice bays, checking out lakes and all that. We just filled up at refuge, so we're all good on supplies, and we caught 2 fish. One was huge. Justine is currently in the water filling her daily quota for swimming. Actually, we both swam this morning, so we don't have to worry about daily quota. But there is also a rope swing over right here where my finger is. But some people just went over to it, so I think you have to wait before I can go on the rope swing. I also want to go on my paddleboard through the pass right here. There's also the walking trail way over there. In the middle of Squirrel Cove, there's an island, and I call it Dog Poop Island. So when you come here, make sure you watch your step. Squirrel Cove is a very popular anchorage because it's really shallow all the way around 25 feet, and it's mud all around. So whenever there's a storm or anything, a lot of people come here because it's a really safe anchorage, and it gets really busy sometimes. But it is also really big.
Arrivederci.
We left Squirrel Cove and headed to Refuge, where Justine jumped on a plane and took off. So now we've headed over to Roscoe Bay. And Roscoe Bay is really popular for its really safe anchorages. It's not very shallow and has a good hold, but there's a big tide problem at the entrance. You really have to go at a higher tide, otherwise it can be pretty narrow and shallow. And tomorrow we will be doing the big hike, which is my favorite attraction in Roscoe Bay. But the most common favorite attraction is Black Lake, which is a beautiful lake for swimming in. But we'll be going over that big hike tomorrow. Just to the left of the big rock in Roscoe Bay, you'll find the trail to the Mount Lanover. Here we are at the start of the Lanover Mountain hike in Roscoe Bay. It's over 8 kilometers and the elevation gain is 650 meters. At the very start of the hike, you'll see a notice board, and it has all this information on jellyfish and also a little bit of information on your hike. This trail is not a parks trail, so it is not that well maintained, and it is fairly overgrown with trees on it at times for sure. But considering that as well, it's actually still a pretty awesome trail. Once you reach the logging road, you're going to want to hang a left and then a right. Just follow the Mount Lanover signs. It took an hour and a half, but we finally made it to the summit of Mount Lanover.
What a nice apple collection you have there, little one.
We left Roscoe and headed to Tenedos Bay. There are lots of different bays to anchor in Tenedos Bay, but the main attraction of this one is that it's really close to Unwin Lake. It is a bit rocky, so you really want to make sure your anchor holds, and it can get a little bit windy here. But Unwin Lake is really nice, and it is a very common and awesome place to check out. There are a bunch of campsites along the way, and the trail isn't very long. It's maybe 5 minutes to get to the lake. But when you come to the first fork in the road, you're going to want to hang a left right before the lake, because otherwise if you go straight ahead, there's a lot of logs. The path to the left will take you to a bunch of nice rocky swim spots, but I always like to take my paddleboard and explore the whole lake. When you get around the corner of the lake, it gets even bigger than what you can see from the trailhead. This is my favorite part about Unwin Lake. It's just so cool how it opens up this tiny entrance into a whole nother lake. Now I have my own personal lake to swim in. Here we are inside the beautiful Forbes Bay. This is our first time here. Cucumber for supper.
Salty cucumber?
Yep, your favorite, Justine. I really like cucumbers too. I don't know about red sea cucumbers, but hey, you know, it's we don't have any regular cucumbers, so it looks like we're eating sea cucumbers tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Should I get a knife?
pretty big. You know, I think I'll just eat him raw.
Just raw.
That's his bum.
It is, or I don't know which side is his bum. Who knows?
Oh,
One side is, one side isn't.
very nice.
Yeah, they actually pick up a bunch of silt and stuff, and they filter it, and then they shoot up. They're kind of like worms. But yeah.
I think you caught him in the bum.
No, I caught him in the side. That's why he's all swollen right here, poor guy.
Oh. Big.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
Okay.
stay tuned for our sea cucumber salad.
Fare thee
later.
well.
Bye.
He's like a big poop. It's a beautiful day. We're sailing down Humphrey Channel right now, just north of Desolation. It is just so beautiful with all the mountains all around us. Holy cow. Just like the year before, as soon as we left Desolation Sound, we were greeted by another pod of whales. So we're gonna have to come back again and see them next year.